Here it goes. We have 1, 2, 3 blocks stacked on top of each other. This truck is literally sitting on 3 lift blocks in the rear. So in today's video, I'm going to tell you guys everything wrong with the Ford Powerstroke. But before we get started, we're only days away from shutting the contest down for the Snap-on Toolbox. So definitely after this video, pick up something on the website and get your entries in to win. Thank you guys so much for your support. Let's get into this video. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. It's been about a week now.
Yeah.
Camera lady?
Sure. We'll say that.
Okay. We've been really busy. I appreciate you guys being patient as we try to get these videos posted. But in today's video, we're going to talk about everything wrong with the Ford Powerstroke, with our Ford Powerstroke. And then after that, we got some really just amazing updates with the dream garage that we're building here at the house. So let me know what you guys think about the garage at the very end of the video. I really would appreciate it. So, honestly guys, I have to jump the Ford. So I would say the first upgrade that we really need to do to this truck right here is put brand new batteries in it. But I guess I'll be using my SP Tools jump pack today. I'll leave this link in the description. These are really awesome. But this is the only tool that's been jumping the Ford lately, so let's go ahead and get it started up. Actually, before we start it, let's see if it'll start.
It won't.
You don't think so?
Nope. I was wrong. I underestimated that one.
Started. Well, didn't need that. So while that's warming up, check this out, guys. This is the awning that I'm talking to you guys about. It is huge, but it's raining outside, and we're gonna go ahead and use the awning for this video today. Well, I guess we'll use this for something, right?
What's wrong? Battery's dead. Why are all the batteries
because
dead?
Stuff just sits, never moves.
Well, that thing's coming in handy today.
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and just keep this Tahoe my daily for a while so I can keep this battery charged because I haven't driven this thing in forever. All right, I'm not doing this again. Alright guys, so here we go. I'm going to go ahead and explain everything to you, which we should have done that in the beginning. But, well, first of all, if this is your first time stopping in and you don't know what's going on with this Powerstroke, you guys have no idea. You probably think I bought the truck for all you know. We inherited this truck. My wife's father passed away and he left this truck to us, and we're going to go ahead and take care of it. And I asked a lot of questions in the last video or previous videos before of what we should do to upgrade the Powerstroke, and a lot of guys were saying, leave it alone. Hammer built this truck the way he liked it, so don't mess with it, just leave it how it is. Well, that's not necessarily that easy, guys. Some of the things that were done on this truck, there was a lot of shortcuts. So first of all, this is a 2005 F350 Powerstroke turbo diesel 6.0 liter. Some of these videos that you guys can see right here, this truck is a complete beast. I mean, this thing will put you in your seat. But really, the only thing that's been done to this truck right here is it's been deleted, it's been tuned, it's been studded, and it has a programmer. I can't remember the exact name of the program, but I have to pull that one out. In the past, this truck may or may have not have had a smoke switch as well. It does have an 0.3 turbo in it. That's why it's so loud. But while we're here in the front, let's talk about this first, okay? So a lot of you guys were saying remove the flares. I think I saw more of that, removing the flares, in the comments than anything. Here's the reason why we don't want to remove the flares. You guys can see here, these screws are actually screwed into the body panel. This isn't like adhesive clips and all that. This is actually installed using bolts right here. So there's numerous holes in these body panels. And here's the other thing over here. Check this out. Same thing, guys. So, do I really want to remove the flares? It probably wouldn't be a very good idea. So, if I did that, then I'd have to replace the box and the front fenders, and I mean, that's just crazy. So, and to be honest with you, I really like them, and there's a story behind these really quick. My LMM, the red Duramax that I first purchased back in 2010, I believe, right, Melanie?
2011.
But when I bought my Duramax, it came with the Bushwhacker fender flares. I thought they were really cool back then. When I was at his house, when I was at Hammer's house, when he had this truck, he was checking my flares out. He's all looking underneath it. He was like, Josh, how'd you install these? But he was like, but I really want these to work. I remember him telling me about that. He was talking about how he really wants those to actually, you know, not be just for show. Well, you know, months go down the line, and he ended up purchasing a set of these for his truck. I had no idea that he was actually going to drill into the body panel, but he did it. Guys, let me know in the comments what you think about these right here, these fender flares. I'm not going to remove them, and I really truly think they look tough. But what's really wrong with this Ford Powerstroke? I'm going to explain this to you guys right now. The lift kit. We've talked about this in a previous video, but we didn't really go in depth with it. This is an 8-inch Tough Country suspension lift kit. But check this out. Look at this coil right here. See how it bows like that? You guys remember when I had that snowplow on the front of it? And we transported that massive modified snowplow about an hour and 30 minutes back to the house like that on the highway. It was sketchy. But what he ended up doing was he decided to jack this 8-inch lift kit up to a 12-inch lift kit in sort of a poor man's edition way. So let me show you exactly how he did this. It's going to get sketchy. Check this out. Come over here. All right, so now that we're underneath the truck, here it goes. We have 1, 2, 3 blocks stacked on top of each other with U-bolts and a sort of bracket system that Hammer designed here in the middle to keep everything together. So it's pretty sketchy, guys. This truck is literally sitting on 3 lift blocks in the rear. And then here's another one right here with the pinion angle and how tall it is. He put a block right in between where the drive shaft meets up to the rear end, and I don't know, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. The good thing, though, is there's no vibration when I'm driving. All right, so moving on. These tires are like brand new, unfortunately. All these tires look like that. They're all weather checked. You see all the cracks in them. So these tires definitely need to be replaced. I guess if I had a mud bogging truck and I didn't care about the tires, these would be perfect. I think the sketchiest thing ever was driving this thing home on weather checked 38s with a gigantic modified plow on the front end. We're talking that thing probably weighed 1,200 pounds. Now here onto the driver's side, as you can see the bow right there, it's just way off. As far as I'm concerned, if I was driving this truck normally, probably wouldn't have an issue. But if I went off-road with it or tried to jump it or something, something in the front would probably explode. What's wrong with my Powerstroke? What's wrong with this Ford? The safety issues that we need to address. So what does this mean? I'm going to have to take down everything, okay? I'm going to have to remove the lift kit. I'm not saying I'm bringing it back down to stock height. This truck essentially is sitting up about 12 inches on an 8-inch lift kit is where I'm getting at. So I'm going to have to remove it all. And I'm doing some research on some lift kit brands. I'm actually considering making it a little bit lower, unfortunately. But we have to make this safe. This truck only has 45,000 miles on it. It's extremely reliable. Truck's still pretty much brand new, even though it's an 05. But we have to make this thing safe. I have to put brand new tires on it, and I have to definitely put a new lift kit on it. That's so important. So, guys, let me know, again, in the comments what I should do with this Ford while I'm already there. I'll probably be redoing the brake pads, the rotors. Of course, I'm going to do the oil changes. Man, the oil that's been in this truck's probably been in there for, I'd probably say 7-8 years. So I'm going to definitely baby this truck right here. And then that rooster. And then one more thing. I just ordered my first upgrade for the Powerstroke. And I think it's worth your time to watch. The wife and I will be installing it. I think you're really going to love it. So let's go ahead and get into the next day. And we have a lot of work to do with this barn. Stay tuned. We're going to the scrapyard today, boys. Check this out. So there's probably, I'd imagine, about 2,000 pounds, but I'm not a very good judge of weight. But I would say about 2,000 pounds of steel back here. All this right here was from Hammer's house when it burnt down. This was all the stuff that was in his basement, just old weights. But it's solid, it's extremely heavy. It actually took me a while to load it. And then of course, I'm gonna be putting as much sheet metal in the bed of the truck as possible. All the garage doors I'm gonna put on the trailer. and then we're gonna go ahead and take it to the scrapyard. All right, guys, so that probably took me about, me and the wife, that probably took me about an hour to load because of all the little small pieces that were all over the ground, but we were able to do it. You guys are probably like, ugh, I have a few clicks, it didn't dent it, it's totally fine, I promise. Just because I spent a bunch of money on my truck and it's nice and all that, it doesn't mean that it's still not a truck. I use it for what it is. A lot of you guys know that. All right, boys, we are here. Let's see what kind of weight we got. I bet you this girl's heavy. Right, we are at about 13,700 pounds. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and unload right now, and then I'll go ahead and get back with you. We're at 13,720 pounds, and they gave me a net of 3,000 pounds. Shockingly, the price of metal actually went down a little bit. You know what? I'm happy. I got a couple $100 in my pocket. That's pretty cool. So this is my buddy Vinny right here, and he owns Mid-Michigan Spray Foam, and we had a lengthy conversation about how we're going to do this. I know the price of material is astronomically high, and I'd imagine it's kind of difficult for you to run that business, you know, with all this kind of going on right now.
Unfortunately, there's a raw material shortage, and prices are going up just with everything else too. So it's a hard time to build, but luckily people are still doing it, and we're staying busy, so I can't ask for more than that.
Well, I know we've been talking, kind of going back and forth. I've been wanting to save a little bit of money, but then again, I'd probably hate myself.
Anybody that's been following along with your project knows that we kind of added on, and then the way it's framed out, it'd be really hard to get traditional insulation in there. So what the closed cell foam does, we spray it on as a liquid, and it expands and fills every crack and crevice. So it's going to be airtight, you're not going to have any moisture problems, and it's an R7 per inch, so it's very efficient. So spray foam compared to traditional, the cotton candy pink insulation stuff, it's about twice as efficient as that. Usually what people, when you refer to spray foam insulation, everybody says you can heat it with a match, and there's some truth to that.
I saw your trucks pull up, they're Duramaxes, and you know I'm a Duramax guy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just my thing. Why, man? Why a Duramax? I don't know how many trucks you have in your fleet. You got a pretty big company.
Oh no. My old man, my dad, he works at a GM dealership, so I've grown up with GM and Chevy, and like most of you guys, I'm sure it's a family affair usually, so I didn't want to change. I did get one Ford off RepoCast, and it blew up on the way home from Grand Rapids.
Is that right?
So I learned my lesson there, guys. I had a runaway Ford, and the only place I could pull off was a middle school parking lot. So I was coasting the whole middle school right when they got out of school and smoked.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, and then the superintendents come over in their buggy, like there's, yeah, with a fire extinguisher, and the police come out, so I was like, all right, I better just stick with Chevy. So when we get here, we pull out and kind of get everything going because it takes some time to get our equipment warmed up. After that, we're prepping the doors and the windows, so anything you would do for a paint job, so I'm guessing there's a lot of bodywork guys on your page. Basically, we need to get everything airtight, so when we're spraying foam that we're not getting overspray on the doors, the windows, outlets, anything that you don't want to ruin basically, because once this foam gets on, just like kind of a lot of paints, it doesn't come off. So we're doing that, and then we're kind of stuffing the headers to give us kind of a backer to spray to. And then now I think the guys are spraying.
All right, Vinny, so where you're from, where are you located, how can we get a hold of you?
So our shop's in Morrice, Michigan, right down the road, right next to Perry. Our phone number is 989-277-4967.
Guys, it's done. Check this out. Hey, Vinny, walk me through it, man.
See what we got going on. Here's the finished product. 2 inches of closed cell foam on the exterior walls. See, it actually looks brighter in here too.
That stuff is tough. I guess once we finished all the blown-in insulation on the top, I really don't need a whole lot to heat this building.
No, you won't need much.
When him and I were talking, I seriously was second guessing doing this. He knew it, so. But I'm glad
Got me talked you into it.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad I did it because I wanted to save money. But if I save money on, you know, just the regular installation, it's not going to really save me money over time. I think this would pay me back probably within the next 3 years.
Yeah, it's an investment. You have to look at it that way. So short term, this is a little more expensive, but long term, it's going to save you. So anybody that plans on staying in a shop or a house, it's the way to go.
We're going to be heating this building with my outdoor wood boiler that I have outside that's already plumbed to the house. So I'll be running a heat exchanger in here in order to radiate the heat so I can finally get her going. Hopefully about 70 degrees in here when it's super cold, maybe 65. That's kind of my goal, just to knock the chill off so it's not so freezing in here every day when I'm in here working. So Vinny, I really appreciate all of your help, your support. Your guys are just absolutely amazing. They worked really good. Actually, I was expecting them to work here longer today, but they finished very, very quickly.
Yeah.
So.
Yep, our lead guy, Jeremy there, he's been at it a long time and does a good job, knows what he's doing. So.
I'll leave his information in the description below. If you guys are in the mid-Michigan area, there it is. Make sure, let them know that Truckmaster sent you too. I think it'd be kind of cool to see, you know.
Yeah, see the reach on it. And
yeah,
it'd
be interesting. So, all right, man, I will get out of your hair. I appreciate everything again.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate the work.